I'm going to try another way that I've never tried before, which is you could do maybe poetry, for example. If I can write verse, if I can write text, maybe I could write poetry. I've never written poetry before. I'm terrible at it. Not a big fan either. But maybe let's say I want to write a nice poem for my wife as something, clever I can give her on her birthday, along with her murderous, hoary knife that ChatGPT helped me to find or whatever. So let's write a poem here in ChatGPT just for fun, some fun things you can do. And I could just say, write a poem. And my wife likes gardening, right? Write a poem about gardening. Let's say about the joys of gardening. Is there joys in gardening? I'm not a gardener. Seems like a lot of weed pulling. But joys of gardening, and then you could put in things like in the style of, let's say, of Emily Dickinson, right? The famous poet. I only know a couple. Emily Dickinson. All right. Okay. And now it's going to, look how fast it is. It's going to come back about the joys of gardening are many and true, a peace that comes from the earth and the dew, the feel of the soil between your fingertips, and so on, right? The scent of blooms. I mean, this is I would tell her, because I'm an honest person and I don't do unethical things. But if you're not an honest person, you want to just take this all for your own and say, oh, Helen, my lovely wife, I love you so much. I wrote a poem for you, and it's about gardening. It's about the joys of gardening. But isn't that crazy where ChatGPT is not copying a poem from Emily Dickinson. It's not taking Emily Dickinson and plagiarizing it. It's in the style of Emily Dickinson, and it's about gardening, but it's not her actual work, so it's not plagiarism or anything. It is a unique piece of work done by artificial intelligence, and then you add more to it to make it truly unique and more human than that, right? So there, we just wrote a poem in the style of Emily Dickinson, right? So let's say, for fun, let's say we want to do the same thing, and because we have this chat now going on, we can just build on this. I don't have to start a new chat or anything. I'm going to say, in the style of, is it T.S. Eliot? Shows you what I know about poetry, right? So now we got the joys of gardening, vast and profound. So now we're taking a different thing. The sweat on the brow, the dirt on your hands. You see how the style is different, a little bit different in terms of style, both what's being said, but also how it's being said. So take up your tools and tend your plot and find the joy in simple things that cannot be bought. Oh my goodness. And if I do the same thing, let's say we'll do one more, Walt Whitman. And you guys can have your own fun with this. And it's the same thing. See how they're different, and you can regenerate this and try different things. There, I just wrote 3 poems about gardening with 3 different styles. And I've never written a poem before in my life, and they're not terrible. It is gardening, but it's not bad. I mean, it's not bad, and maybe I could pull from these 3, add my unique stuff, maybe I could say, do I want to do this? Write a poem about gardening, and the gardener is my wife, and the gardener, let's get crazy, is my love, Helen. Her name is Helen, my lovely gardener wife, who is also an accountant. And yes, Helen is an older style name. She is not like 106 years old. Oh my goodness. Helen, my love, the gardener divine, her hand in the soil of beauty so fine. Wow. Now, again, you can, if you're a professional writer, if you're you major in poetry and all this, you can take a look at this and you can see whether this is any good. But boy, if I wrote this, Helen, my love, the gardener so true, her passion for life, a sight to view. Oh my gosh. She's either going to love it or be thrown up at this point. So, but I'm just trying to show how you can have fun with GPT too. And really the limitation, the biggest limitation besides the database on it, but the biggest real limitation is your imagination. If you can imagine like writing a poem for your longtime wife, the love of your life, who is a gardener divine, and create a poem with no experience, I think that's pretty cool and maybe worth a look, and maybe having fun with it too. In addition to how you can really help you be successful at work, and that's the real key thing. So have fun with ChatGPT as well, in addition to using it in both your work life and your personal life.